What's up, awesome YouTubers? Ryan1988 or Justin back here to do a video for you all. I hope you're all doing well out there. And today I'm here to do my February end of the month movie update for you, showing you everything that I picked up within the month of February. Have some great titles here, some Arrow video editions, some Kino titles, different other boutique label titles, and then some other Blu-rays and 4Ks that I want to show you and talk about a little bit. But I am sorry for the lack of content this month. I really didn't post too much in February, actually nothing in February. The last video I did was my January movie update. So this month is going to be different. March is going to be different. I have a couple videos that I want to do, but I am still around. I just have been busy, and also I've been trying to figure out content that I want to make for the channel, and I just haven't made that content yet, so haven't had ideas set in stone yet. So stay tuned though for many videos to come. I am still around, still going to be making videos, so I hope you enjoy everything that is going to be coming out in the month of March and going forward in the future. But I love doing these movie updates at the end of each month, and so this is going to be February's movie update, movie haul, showing you the Blu-rays and 4Ks that I picked up. So starting with some non-boutique titles. The first one is an overseas Blu-ray, but it's region-free, of The Fugitive and U.S. Marshals. I watched them both. Love The Fugitive. It's a movie that I'd never seen before until last month in January, beginning of February. I'm sorry. I saw the movie for the first time in the beginning of February, and I absolutely loved it. And I knew there was a sequel out there, U.S. Marshals, and to get them separately, I think the Blu-ray for the first movie, for The Fugitive, was $8. I know there's a 4K out there, but I'm happy with the Blu-ray. But U.S. Marshals, the Blu-ray was $16, and I found this on eBay for $22. So for me, that was a great deal, and it comes with bonus features and everything that I need. So I'm really happy to have this. Love The Fugitive, and I loved U.S. Marshals. I think both are great 90s movies, action, thrillers, and very happy to own these in the collection. Again, region free if you want to get your hands on that edition. It's great to own both movies in one Blu-ray case. The next one is What's Love Got to Do with It? I had no idea that overseas this came out. And I was going through eBay one night and I saw this and I wanted to pick it up. I love the movie. I saw it for the first time this past year when Tina Turner passed away, or last year, and I love the movie. It's such a great film. Angela Bassett does a great job, and this is a great biopic on a legend, and I miss Tina Turner. She was one of my favorite artists, so great movie there. The next one I picked up at Target for $14.98. For the longest time, this was almost $30, and it finally went down in price, and I love this movie. It was a great summer movie of last year. I wish it would have done better, but it did not, and that is The Last Voyage of the Dementor. This is based on a chapter in Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's the chapter when, Dracula is, going from Transylvania all the way to, I think it's London, and he's on the ship, and he kills and terrorizes the crew members. And so this movie is based just on that one chapter. Love the movie. Again, didn't do well at the box office. Made very little money. I think it came out at probably the wrong time. I wish this would have been more of a September, October release. I think it was like a May or June release. And I think it would have done better if the movie would have came out a little closer to Halloween. But great movie. If you've never seen it, check it out. It is worth watching. Very eerie and intense and creepy, and I really enjoyed that one. The next one is Pet Sematary Bloodlines, and Barnes & Nobles had a great deal going on. Their movies were all, Paramount titles were all 50% off. And so this was one of the two movies that I picked up from Barnes and Nobles. I'll show the next one later on. But I watched this the other night after hearing so much criticism with the movie, and I got to tell you, I loved it. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. But for me, nothing really compares to that first movie. I love every other Pet Sematary movie, but the first one is the best. It's the classic movie. It's one of my favorite Stephen King adaptations. But I loved Pet Sematary Bloodlines. You know, it's a prequel to the reboot. And, you know, it takes a different spin on the young Jed story. And I was really happy with it because this is again, a prequel to the reboot. And if this movie would have been a prequel to the original movie and the direction that they took with this film was connected to that original movie, I might not love it as much. But I still love the film. I think it's a great movie. I think, again, it takes a different take on, you know, the Judd Crandall Pet Sematary origin story of him growing up. And I really love the film. I think it's a great movie. So I'm really happy with it. Again, I think a lot of people are really harsh with this movie. And I think it's a much better movie than what, you know, people are making it out to be. So we all have our opinions, but I feel like that one gets a lot of hate. And I don't think it deserves all that hate. I think it's a much better movie than when I went into the movie watching it. I was expecting to dislike it, and I wound up loving it. The next one I got on Amazon overseas, and it is the 4K Blu-ray of Red Sonja. This is the one with Bridget Nielsen and Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I grew up with this movie. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I wanted to pick it up because I'm going to show off two other titles in just a little bit. But yeah, Red Sonja. Again, don't really remember too much of the film except that I used to watch it as a kid. This was one that, you know, every time it was on TV, I would stop what I was doing and I'd watch the movie. So, Red Sonja, very happy to have this, and I look forward to revisiting it on 4K. Speaking of 4K, this is from Kino, and that is The Boogins. I've yet to watch the 4K transfer, but I love this movie. Such a great 80s horror movie, very obscure and kind of underrated. Not many people talk about this movie when it comes to 80s horror movies. But if you've never seen The Boogins, I don't want to give too much away with the movie. I'll just say this. I just really enjoy this underrated gem. And for, you know, for a long time, you know, we really didn't have, you know, a great edition of this movie. In fact, before the Olive Films release that came out 10 years before this, before even that Blu-ray release, we didn't have any release of this movie except a VHS tape. And so now we have these great editions of The Boogins, and I'm so happy to have it on 4K, and I look forward to watching the transfer and checking it out. So The Boogins, I absolutely love it. Up next, one of my favorite movies of last year, that is Thanksgiving. I've yet to watch the Blu-ray, but I loved it in theaters, and I'm sure I'm going to love it again. It is an awesome, you know, throwback slasher movie, and the way I would describe this one is we have a lot of throwback 80s slasher movies. I feel like this was a throwback more to the late 90s, early 2000s slashers. If you've seen this movie, you probably know what I'm talking about, but I really got those vibes of like Scream, and I Know He Did Last Summer, and Valentine, and so many of those films that came out during that time period. So I really love Thanksgiving. I look forward to rewatching it. Great Eli Roth movie. So happy to have that in my collection. The next one is Cutting Class from MVD. This is their 4K line that they have coming out. And I have Swamp Thing and I have Ghoulies. And apparently Ghoulies 2 might be getting a 4K. I think they're trying to work on this because if you look at this, the spine is 4, and you know they've only released 3 4K releases in this line so far. But what I've heard is that Ghoulies 2 was supposed to be the third 4K transfer, and for whatever reason they're having rights issues with it, I believe. And so hopefully one day we get that. But Cutting Class, fun slasher. It's nothing great. It's hard to say that this movie's great, but it's great cheese, I guess. It's a so bad it's good slasher movie. Very odd and not suspenseful at all, and you see the killer coming, right away. You kind of just see that killer and you know who the killer is. So at the end of the movie, when you get the twist on who the killer is, you're like, okay, I knew it was that guy. But cutting class. I love it. It is, again, a so bad it's good slasher movie, but I do love it for that reason, and I'm really happy to have it in the collection. The next one is a steelbook of Footloose. Amazing steelbook. I picked this up the same day I got the Pet Sematary Blu-ray from Barnes & Noble's, and this was 50% off. So I paid a total of $37 and some change for both movies. And, if I would have paid full price there, this one would have been $34, and that one I think would have been $35. But I'm happy to have this awesome steelbook of Footloose. Such a great 80s movie. I love it. I think it's awesome. And I've yet to watch the transfer, but I'm looking forward to watching it somewhere around summertime, because I really feel like this movie has a good, warm vibe to it. And it's still a little chilly outside, so I'm going to wait a little longer to watch this. But I love dance flicks. I love 80s movies, so I'm really happy to upgrade my Blu-ray to this 4K release. And this steelbook is amazing. And it did come with the poster. I just forgot it, so it's in the other room. But Footloose, really happy to have that. And the last two I'm going to talk about, and I won't really dive too much into these because I'm pretty sure everybody has seen these amazing Arrow releases. But I did pick up the Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer Arrow releases. I wound up getting the Blu-rays because, one, the standalone 4Ks were already out of print and they were going for crazy money. And I wanted to get the standalone releases. I love these big boxes. I think they're great. I love these original classic artwork. So I could have got the, 4K box set with both of them in it, but I wound up just getting the Blu-rays because I'm really happy with these Arrow Edition Blu-ray transfers as well. And they're not movies that I grew up with. Like, I grew up with Red Sonia. Like, that was a film that I watched on TV a lot. And I don't think I saw these movies until '08 for the first time. So I didn't grow up with these films. I didn't have, much of an attachment with the movies. But I do love these films. I even love the second one. I know it gets a little hate. And I'm happy to own some really great editions of these films. So again, Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer. I'm looking forward to watching the transfers and checking out all the bonus features. I'm so happy to have these in the collection. And again, I love these, limited edition, hard case, Arrow Edition releases, Arrow Video Edition releases. And I'm really happy to have these. So anyway, that is my end of the month, February 4K and Blu-ray update. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I promise I will be back with more videos this month. This is going to be a special month because one of the reasons is, there's a 10-year anniversary for me coming up, and I want to talk a little bit more of that in, mid-February on the day that I did a video 10 years ago, which you probably know what it is, but I won't say too much right now because you'll see that video coming up soon. And also my end of the month March 4K and Blu-ray update I will actually have in March and not in the beginning of April like I'm doing with this one right now. So stay tuned for many videos, but I appreciate you watching. I appreciate your support. I appreciate the love. Thank you for, thank you for supporting this channel for 15 years. That is amazing for me, and I can't believe I've been on for 15 years, and it's been wonderful. And I want to keep going, and I want to keep making content for you all. And so I hope you enjoy everything that I have coming up in the future. So much love to you all. I'll talk to you all later. So as always, you guys are awesome. You guys rock. In with the positive, out with the negative. Go eat some Skittles. And remember to always be yourself, because you are amazing and you are beautiful. And always be yourself. Much love, everybody. I'll talk to you later.